Interesting. All right. Not sure if oh, there we go. All right. 2 more seconds. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary, where I do the research to try to teach you a little something about what you're drinking. Tonight, I have another pretty special episode for you guys. First off, it's a live stream, which, awesome. I really love doing live streams. Find they're really fun. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to hop into the stream before I really start going, but in general, I've got the Wheel of Mystery for you guys. So, let me just give a little shout out to people in the chat. I see Eric Waiton there. We got Oklahoma Kid. Hey, nice to see you again. It's been a little while. And Dustin Haroldson. Let's see. My cat's balls. Haven't seen those for a while. Whiskey Throttle, how's it going, man? Michael Kovac. Shout out to Elliot Childress. So, and shout out to all of you who are watching in the future, weren't able to make it to the live stream. Happy that you guys could hop on and watch. So I hope to have a pretty good show for you tonight. So just a quick shout out to the, or not shout out, sorry, quick ask to the audience. Can you guys hear me all right? This is my first time using this mic outside of the other live stream, which was kind of inherently going to have some technical difficulties as it is. So, oh, hey, I got, I'm guessing Dustin or Nolan. Got OJ for Hire, one of my patrons. He's the man. Peter White, nice to see you. Man, a lot of people filtering in. Psyched to see this. So, I'm going to give, nice, we got 30 people in here already. That's a good start. So, without further ado, let me tell you what we're doing tonight. Bam. So, as you see, we have the Wheel of Mystery tonight. Let me tell you what we got going on tonight. We've got the Glengoyne 12-year-old. Got Writer's Tears. We got Compass Box Spice Tree Extravaganza. Teeling Single Malt. Glenfiddich 25-year-old. I hope I pick that one. I hope I pick it early. We got Glen Scotia Victorian. Johnnie Walker Green. We've got Glenfarclas 2004. Macallan 18, another great one. Hope I picked that one early. Kilchoman Loch, what is that? Kilchoman Loch Gorm, 2017 release. That's a good one. Dalwhinnie 15, and that does it. So we got a lot of good ones. These are what I have left over from the last mystery wheel that I did last time. So let's see what else we got going on in the chat here. I heard a quiver in your voice when you said my name. Well, Whiskey Throttle, you know, that I'm not even going to acknowledge. No, it's all good. So, Tony, how's it going? Scotch Test Dummies. We got Scotch Test Dummies in the house. So, Scotch Test Dummies are going to be doing an episode right after me. So, if you are going to be joining me for some drinks tonight, then you may want to keep the ball rolling and head right over to their channel. So, it's 9:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here right now. I believe their episode is going to be starting at 11 p.m., possibly a little bit earlier, depending on if I run out of steam or not. So, welcome to the chat. All right, without further ado, as you can see, I actually have some energy tonight. Been well caffeinated. So first, I'm gonna have a little bit of water because I've been working like a dog the last hour and a half to try to make this a good stream for you guys. Trini and C are going to be on Scotch Test Dummies channel, by the way. So, all right. I'm going to open up one of these guys. I don't want to know what it is, so I'm going to just, it doesn't have to be the one closest to me. I'm going to pick, ha! You're not going to believe it. 25-year-old. Good. Good one to start on. Oh, man, I'm psyched. All right. So this is the Glenfiddich 25-year-old Rare Oak Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. Grab one of my Glencairns here. So, I am not going to pretend, because that's not what I do, that I know everything about every whiskey. I do not. I am only as good as the amount of whiskeys that I have had. and the amount of attention that I can normally give them. Tonight, I've got too many whiskeys here. I've never tried any of them, and I can't possibly be expected to know everything about them. So, as you can see on the channel, I've got the nosing and tastings taken off of Master of Malt, including the price. So, as you can see, this guy right here is a $430 bottle. That's the 750. So I'm expecting this to be pretty good, and I'm actually just going to sit here and let this kind of breathe for a little bit. I was kind of expecting to pull one of the cheaper bottles out first, which maybe I don't necessarily need to let breathe quite so long. But in this one, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes and maybe talk a little bit to the audience here. So I see Santa's in here. Santa and I have this odd little back and forth that we do. We end up on the same streams a lot, and every time that I pop into a stream, I see Santa Cruisin and Tom R, and always give both of them, you know, without even seeing them comment, I just go, Santa, Tom R, and inevitably they're both in the stream. So let's see what else we got. We got John Priester. I try to be a know-it-all. I only pretend. You know what it is? I do a whole lot of research, I do an episode, and then I promptly forget everything. So let's see what else. We got busy doing homework, blah, blah, blah. Homework? What do you, oh, yeah, TN Kenny. So, Kenny, what are you studying? Whenever I see homework, I think like high school, not, you know, college, which one of those, you know, not that none of us drank in high school, but, you know, one of those is a little bit more acceptable. Let's see. We got Malted Montreal's in the house. He's another member of the Whiskey Tube community, a group of, I think there's probably about 13 of us actually at this point. Bunch of people. I recognize most of you from the chats. I know that there's a lot of cross-pollination, but in general, if you ever feel so inspired, check out my actual channel on YouTube. Over on the right hand side, you'll see Whiskey Tube and a number of channels underneath it that I totally recommend that you check out. So if I try to remember them all, I'm gonna forget somebody, so do yourself a favor and check that out. Let's see, we've got, this is more like Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, actually, in this case. Hey, Bill, love the channel. Keep up the great work. Drinking Bullet Bourbon with you. Nice. All right. I've heard a little thing. I've heard that one of the best ways to drink a whiskey is to let it sit for a minute per year before drinking it. I personally, I don't know. I think if I were to let this sit for 25 minutes, I'm afraid it would lose a little bit of something, you know, just a little bit too much oxidation. I get that the Glencairn is designed for this, but I'm not about to sit here and make you all wait. Thank you, Scotch for Dummies, appreciate it. Another one of the whiskey tubes. I am not about to sit here and wait 25 minutes to try this brilliant, beautiful dram. All right, so we've got the, I forgot I had the little gifts show up when people donate. That's fantastic. There's a few of them if, you guys should keep an eye out for those. All right, so this is, ooh, oh yeah. All right, so as I said, I've got the nose and the taste up front. I'm gonna basically do to myself what I usually don't want to do to you, and I'm actually gonna pause myself because these sleeves are driving me nuts, and I'm gonna roll them up. Anyway, what I try not to do to you guys during my videos is just go straight into what something tastes and smells like without giving you the chance to try it yourself. Obviously, I put the title of whatever I'm doing in the video, obviously, and in general, I suggest that you try things along with me. Even when I tend to show my videos in person to people, I usually pause it before, and we'll all have a drink or whatever, and we'll talk about it before I actually put it on. I have a funny story about that in a minute. But anyway, I'm totally doing to myself what I choose not to do to you guys, and I'm spoiling myself on what I'm going to get out of the nose and the taste. And I know right now you're all thinking, shut up and just take a sip. But this is 25 years. It can wait a couple of minutes. So, all right. So there is, without a doubt, a overbearing green apple in here. So that first note that I've got right there is just, couldn't be more spot on. Drenched in caramel and butter. Let's see. I I don't know that I would have picked out butter on my own, but the caramel actually comes across. So I'm gonna give myself that one. I think I would have gotten caramel pretty easily. Have you ever tried taking a sip of water first, then sipping your whiskey through it? I have not done that because it sounds like a really good way to just kill the flavor. I mean, I could see doing that with like a Booker's or something, which I do have a bottle of Booker's. The price tonight is, I think the last one was $20, so the price tonight is $30 to bust out the Booker's. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna try a sip of this. So this one is to everyone who showed up to the live stream. Cheers. That is smooth. Oh man, that's smooth. Oh man, if there was a way to let you all try this, I don't know. I mean, I think at the moment this is the oldest whiskey that I've tried, actually. Thank you very much, Santa. People just love that Booker's, don't they, man? All right, anyway, so the green apple is extremely prominent right on the tip of your tongue the second that you get it. Just extremely fruity. I mean, it is a Glenfiddich, so I mean, fruit is kind of their thing. Let's see what else this says. We've got apparently an emoji that got in there when I copied and pasted. We got a drizzle of, I'm gonna guess that was curacao liqueur. Nah, I don't know about that. Now the mulled wine, that's interesting. I can see that actually. Yeah, actually, I think that's a great note here. Let's see, gingerbread I don't get at all. Specifically gingerbread biscuits, and honey nut cornflakes, huh? All right, let's give that one a shot. For those of you that showed up late, rolled up the sleeves because I'm doing some very difficult work tonight. I think I see what they're getting at with the. Oh man, you guys. What are we 13 minutes in and I've already owe you guys some Bookers. All right, I'll hit the Bookers right at the end. I'm planning on doing 4 of these and then I'll do the Bookers, but we'll see how the time goes. Either way, there will be some Bookers on the table. Good job supporting the whiskey tubers. I'm proud to be one until I get banished from the island. All right. Anyway. All right. So sorry, that just threw me off. So the cornflakes. I can see where they're going with that. That's all right. I'm thinking. So it says honey nut cornflakes. I'm thinking more like frosted flakes. It's mostly just like extremely sweet, and there's a bit of cereal behind it. It's kind of grainy towards the end. This is a very complex thing, and usually you would think something that's been sitting in a barrel for 25 years would be almost mellowed out. This has some layers to it, actually. Not a huge surprise. I mean, I like I said, this is a $400 bottle of whiskey, and I know that you can buy 25-year-olds for a couple $100, so something's got to put this at the point where it's doubled up. So I'm curious, has anybody else in the chat tried the Glenfiddich 25 before? And if so, do you remember much about it? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to take another sip because this is delicious. It's very, it's viscous. Is that the right word? I think there needs to be a more attractive word than viscous for a whiskey. I don't think you guys will be able to see this, but the legs on there are, I'm going to put that up against my beautiful head here. You can totally see it against my head. All right. So, anyway, this is beautiful. All right. So, while I drink this, let's do a little talking, as that is the name of the channel. I'm gonna hide this thing so you guys can see a little bit better. Boom. All right. What do we got? So we got Oklahoma Kid, probably Master of Malt. Oh, I'm not sure what people are talking about, but yes, that's where I got all of the stuff, was from Master of Malt. Prior to starting the live stream, I basically went and grabbed the price and the nosing and tasting notes off Master of Malt, along with I found the images elsewhere, but I wanted something to present to you guys because, as I said, I'm no expert. I'm not going to know this stuff without a little help. So usually when I do my own stuff, I like take some time. I legit like write stuff down, and obviously not gonna have the time to do that now. It would be quite boring. You know, although this is delicious right off the bat, and this would be something I would be ecstatic to have pretty much at any time, it got boring kind of fast. Boring is the wrong word. It lost its appeal, like its novelty, kind of fast. Every sip is delicious. I'm not gonna say it's not, but it's almost like if you were to try, like, let's say like guava juice or some sort of, I'm specifically going for fruit because it's extremely fruity, but like some sort of fruit juice that you had never tried before. You would try it, you'd be like, oh my god, that's amazing, that's so good, and by like the third sip you'd be like, all right, so it's juice, you know. And that's almost how this tastes. I'm a little bit sad, actually. A 25-year-old apparently isn't enough for me. Question in the whiskey community here. So I turn 35 this year, in May, and I would like, more than anything, to buy a 35-year-old whiskey of any sort. Doesn't matter. I'd prefer it not cost thousands of dollars. Honestly, I'd probably cut myself off at like $600 or $700. I wouldn't mind spending enough because it'll be kind of like a birthday present to myself. I'll be able to use the whiskey dick money to purchase it. So I mean, there's that, but I also don't want to blow all the money that I'm saving from this channel on one bottle. So does anybody have a suggestion for a 35-year-old whiskey for me? I'm gonna see if I can increase the size of this chat here without blowing everything up. Yes, I certainly can. Excuse me, it's extremely hard to see what you guys are typing from way back here. All right, so what do we got? Santa, I'm a little sad that you didn't take the opportunity with your $20 pledge to say something obnoxious. Not that you're obnoxious, but I just feel like if I were gonna donate money, I would say something obnoxious. Usually do. Why don't I accept crypto as donation? I don't know. Full-bodied. Okay, so full-bodied is a better word than viscous. Thank you, David. That's great. Let's see. You need a great cigar with that drink. May I suggest a Cuban Cohiba, Partagas, Bolivar, or Hoyo? I am not much of a smoker, even cigars. You know, I've had a couple, and it's never really been my thing. To be perfectly honest with you, I've got the kind of personality that if I started smoking, I would become a smoker. Even something like I've never... never really gotten into smoking cigars or anything. I've had like 2. First one was when I was 8. So thanks, Dad. And sorry, Mom, if you didn't know that. So do I have a whiskey tasting journal that I keep? Actually, I do. And I have one that I can suggest. So there's a company called 33... Did I say Swami? I'm sorry, Santa. Santa. That's what I meant to say. I knew that Swami didn't super chat me. I knew it was Santa Cruz, and I just must have said the wrong thing. Anyway, so 33 Notes or 33 Notebook, I forget exactly what it's called, but if you just search for like 33 whiskey tasting, you will find these things, and they're pretty cool. Actually, hold on one sec. I'm gonna pop back here and get one because it's worth showing off. It's a pretty cool thing. I take it back. I can't find them. They're hidden. I also wanted to take the chance to grab my bookers. That is the 2017-03, which if you... Oh, funny I mentioned that. So because I'm doing the live stream tonight, and in general, got a lot going on this week in particular. Yes, 33 drinks. Thank you. I am going to be doing a Booker's Batches for this Friday's episode. Now, I know I typically do them as like a Wednesday episode, just like a bonus content, but I wanted to give you guys something, and I'm not going to have the time to film anything else. So between the live stream here and the Booker's Batches, hopefully you guys will be happy this week. All right, so let's see what else we got. When I was in 8th grade, I tried smoking a cigar while riding a horse. I got very ill and vomited all over the horse. Eric, I don't doubt that whatsoever. Now, I will say I was half tempted to put a little bit of water in this, but I genuinely don't think it would have made a difference. This was very open in my mind. Like, I don't think water would have made a difference. It's not, I actually have no idea what the, so it's 43%. So, I mean, you're not talking high alcohol content. So, anyway. All right, first one down. What do we got next? Well, you have the 2017-02 batch for that review. So I've already done the 2017-02 batch. That came out, I want to say it was like December, because I think I found that one after Christmas or something, or maybe very early January. I know it took me like almost all year to find it though. Do I have any Japanese whiskey here? I don't think so. I had one or two of them last time. There was one that I don't remember how to pronounce, and then there was a hibiki of some sort. So there were a couple of people who tagged me here. Let's see. I would recommend the Glenfarclas family cask from the year you were born. Okay. I will keep note of that. Glenfarclas family cask. All right. 35 in October of this year and had the same plan. So Eddie, if you come up with anything that's affordable, then let me know. I'll look and try to do the same thing. All right, so we got some people drinking Redbreast. So that is a good point. I never asked, other than somebody was drinking Bullet Bourbon, and we've seen some Redbreast and some Canadian Club. Anybody drink anything special out there tonight? I'm gonna give this thing to the count of 10 in my head, and then I'm gonna reach out. So, Booker's question. I'll go watch that video after this. So yes, I have that badge and love it. So Expel 23, little spoiler, it is my favorite Booker so far. It was amazing, the 2017-02. And, oh come on, I'm not gonna pick the one right next to the one I just picked. That seems cheating. Let's see what that was though. That was the Glen Scotia Victorianan? I don't know, it's a weird word. All right, so 3, 2, 1, that one. What do we got? The Dalwhinnie 15-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey. So let's find out about this guy. So the Dalwhinnie 15-year-old. Grab a Glencairn over here. Canadian Club's overrated. Glenfarclas is the only 35. Hey, Whiskey Throttle, thank you very much. Appreciate that, man. That's really awesome. So I believe, up to $50. Hell yeah. You guys are earning your Bookers. I can't wait to make an ass out of myself. You know, when I'm at work, people ask me to do stuff occasionally, and usually, you know, depending on the level of effort, sometimes I'll ask them to buy lunch for my team. I always tell them that we're cheap, we're easy, and I will say that having you guys basically buy me alcohol is kind of the equivalent. This is a lot easier work though, but you know, still difficult work. Let's see, just some Jameson with ginger ale. Jameson with ginger ale, actually not bad. Very good drink actually. I accepted a sober month challenge and have only a week to go. Can't wait to have a glass with you guys via live stream next month. So my plan is really to do a couple a month, but you know, like I said in my kind of plans for 2018, like I'd like to do at least once a month, but I would like to do 2. I don't know. I just really enjoy doing live streams. All right, so let's see what the Dalwhinnie 15-year-old has here. So this is a $45 750 milliliter. So we got aromatic toffee fruit salad, huh? That's an interesting one. Lush nectarine, custard, floral, apple seed or apple blossom, honeysuckle, apple peels, pear, and touch of smoke. Interesting. That much fruit with a touch of smoke at the end. All right, let's see what we get here. I don't know about the touch of smoke, but there is something bringing down the floral and fruity notes of this, so that might be what they're getting. Eric. Eric, you're not allowed to say funny things while I'm nosing. He says, I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less either. Oh, there's something kind of nasty in there. I don't know. That's weird. I didn't get it again. I don't know. Maybe it's in my head. There is a lot of very sweetness going on, and you can tell by the nose there that it's kind of following suit. I could pick out the nectarine actually. That's one that I find pretty prominent. I don't smell the toffee. I don't really get the smoke, unless that's more what they're thinking is bringing down the collective flavor a bit. The floral is very prominent as well. I think I even said that before I read off the description here. So as far as being aromatic though, I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of bottles that when I think aromatic, I think like powerful smell. Like I open the bottle and I immediately smell it. But maybe that's not what they mean. Either way, that's not what I would say. So I personally would say I see what they're going with: the nectarine, the floral, the honeysuckle, and I'm not really getting apple, but I am getting pear. So Dram means a single finger, basically. What is it, 1.5 ounces, I believe? Basically, it's just what people call a serving of whiskey. You could have 2 drams, which would be 2 fingers. You also wouldn't measure it on a Glencairn because this obviously is very skinny. So if you think of a tumbler, a single finger is a dram. So, all right. So let's try this one out. I'm actually expecting this to taste pretty good. So this one is a cheers to all of those, including last minute Tyler, who have given me a super chat. So cheers to you. This one's got a little bit of a bite. Not an alcoholic bite, but more, yeah, this is once again 86 proof, 43%. Let's see. Yeah, I'm drinking Monkey Shoulder too. Okay, people are drinking Monkey Shoulder. Nice. More Whistle Pig reviews. You know, Oklahoma, I was at the store the other day. I saw the Whistle Pigs. I was tempted to buy them. They get pricey real fast. Especially because I've done very little rye on my channel. I'd rather approach some of the easier, kind of more basic ryes first before I really jump back into the Whistle Pig. That being said, Oklahoma, if you haven't tried it yet, I would personally avoid the 15. I tried it. I didn't really love it, especially for the price. I feel like it was about 140 maybe, or 115. It was over $100 and just didn't feel worth it. So Eric, I'm about 45 minutes away from Boston. Whistle Pig! All right, so let me have another sip of this because I kind of forget where I was going with it. All right, the malty is there, so they nailed it there. Walnuts steeped in Manuka honey with vanilla sponge. Man, I'm not going to pretend like these guys don't taste that, but how do you put such a perfectly detailed flavor profile together? I have not tried the Johnnie Walker Coffee Roast. Generally, I try to avoid flavored whiskeys. I'm not going to say that that's a flavored whiskey because I don't really know anything about it. But anyway, I don't know if they flavor it as coffee or if it's somehow like they rub coffee grounds in the barrel or something like that. Who knows? Thanks, Swami. Appreciate that. I'm drinking Orphan Barrel, but you were tempting me to open one of my Bookers. Whiskey Throttle, which Bookers do you have? Because that's a very important question. All right, so let's keep going down the line here. We've got gentle smoke weaves its way through the cereal with a touch of spice. Well, let me take a sip and see if I get gentle wafts of smoke weaving its way through my cereal. Man, I'm sorry. I just find that so pretentious. I mean, this hobby is pretentious just by virtue of itself, but still. To be honest, I'm not sure what I'm getting out of this. It's very oily. I'll give you that. It's got a bit of smoke, so I'm not gonna say it's gently weaving through my cereal, but it is definitely a little smoky. It's I'm definitely gonna need a glass of water after this one because I feel like this might ruin my taste for the next dram. All right, so let's see what we got. Have to get Pappy in Vegas also. Pappy is not in Oklahoma. I have to take a wine exam on June 13th. If it isn't offered in San Francisco, I'll fly to Boston and take it. All right. Well, let me know, Eric. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we could meet up, have a drink. That'd be fun. All right, let's see. Peter White. This is blah blah blah. All right. Whiskey Throttle. I'm excited to see which one you have because I've had about 6 of them at this point. Actually, I've definitely had 6 of them. My hair is on point tonight. Thanks. Yeah, I did shave, and trimmed a little bit. Yes. You're a dick. Swami, your Macallan live event was awesome. I actually agree. So for those of you who may be into Macallan, if you are interested to kind of see, actually, let me start over. Let me back up a little bit. So malted in Montreal, he goes by Swami Suave because he, you know, whatever, thinks highly of himself, apparently. He has a very recent video at a Macallan whiskey tasting. And if you've never been to an actual whiskey tasting, like this isn't a, you know, like a convention with a bunch of people. This is a legit like ambassador with a bunch of whiskey having people of influence try their whiskey. And Swami got an invite to this thing, which is awesome. Good for Swami. Hell yeah. If you are interested, you should check that out because it is very, very cool. I actually really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a little glimpse into what you get to do as a whiskey taster. So anyway, I think he did a really good job, and Swami, as always, is very entertaining. If you have never checked out one of his live streams, I highly suggest it. I've been on one, maybe two of them, and actually I'll be on one in a couple of weeks too. So he's kind of the what's a nice word, Swami? He is I don't know. Trying to use nice words here. He is very entertaining. He's the entertaining kind of. I'm trying not to say bad boy because it sounds really like, you know, whatever. He's kind of the bad boy of the group. He's got no filter, and I personally love that kind of comedy / humor / take on stuff. So anyway, I enjoy Swami's channel. All right, let's see. Now I'm done kissing his ass. Have you ever put whiskey in black coffee? It's great tasting. I'm assuming this is where Johnnie Walker got the idea. Have I put? I have not put whiskey in coffee, and I drink a lot of coffee and I drink a lot of whiskey. I'm a little surprised I've never thought to do that. Anyone here pursue a career in whiskey? You're looking at it. Nah, even if this thing takes off like to the nth degree, unless this somehow ends up taking all of my time, I always see this as a secondary to my main job. All right, let's see. Well, Swami, you're making me have to. All right. Yes, Swami is the asshole of the group. I was trying not to say that, Swami, because you're not an asshole. You're entertaining as hell. All right. So let me hide this Dalwhinnie, and I need to get to drinking because I got a lot to get through. Well, it's only been a half hour. That is one thing I do. So yesterday morning, my company had a production release of software. And what that means is I get up at 5 a.m., drive to work, get there by like 5:20. I work very, very close to my work. I live very close to my work. Do the release, and then the rest of my team gets there about 6 and does all their stuff. But it means that I get up super, super early, and that I typically don't have good... I typically do not go to bed very early the night before either because I kind of have bad self-control when it comes to that, bad willpower. Anyway, so I'm a little sleepy, and because of that, extremely well caffeinated. So you might notice me being a little bit more lively than normal. I'm also usually a little quiet because my kids are sleeping upstairs, but oh well. Let's see what we got. I have 3 bottles, 2 in the lighter box and 1 in the darker box. Okay. Oh, you got old bottles, man. Yeah. All right. So the CO4J19 and the CO5A12. I don't know if those are... So here's the thing. They started numbering these things in 2015 as far as the year dash batch. And up until 2016, they were doing 6 batches a year. So from 2015, 2016, they did 6 batches each year. 2017, they did 4 batches. And in 2018, they're planning on doing 4 batches as well. So the 2 weird numbered ones that you have were before 2015, which means you've been hanging on to those bottles for too damn long and you need to open them. Now, as far as the 2016 01E, what is the name on that, actually? Because I may have had it, actually. Let's see. Booker's 2016-01. That is the... Oh, that's the one with the little... Yeah, hold on. Check this out. So, for those of you, I clearly enjoy Booker's. I think it's good, you know? Like, I get that they're kind of assholes because of the price thing, but I just don't think that that's enough to make somebody, like, not drink it. So let's check this out. So you can probably see this now. So this is Booker's Bluegrass. I have not had this one actually, but a friend of mine has. Oh no, I do not want to remove Teeling. Crap, I think I just blew apart. There we go. Nope. There we go. Sorry. Boom. This is what happens when I try to do stuff live. Anyway. All right. So I have not had that. I think you should open it. I think you should drink it. And I think you should tell me how it is. Yeah. Booker's Bluegrass. All right. Dalwhinnie 15. Done. All right. Let's see what else we got. Tommy's batch was not great. I'm surprised you liked that one, Dirt. Well, then again, I don't know what you've had to compare it to. I will say that it was sweet, which was nice. But I don't know, I didn't like it. I'm not going to spoil where it ended up on my list. So it actually kind of kills me that I haven't put out Friday's video yet, because it's going to give you a little bit more insight into Booker's. So look for that. And then depending on my filming next week, I'll probably release the fourth one, because I did end up getting my hands on both the 2017-03, which is what I have over here, and then the 2017-04, which I borrowed from a friend. But 6 years, 1 month, 63.85. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Mine is 6 years, 5 months, 25 days. So, all right. Let's see. Booker's never increased the price in the UK. Well, that's nice. My first whiskey was John Barr. Never making that mistake again. The fact that I haven't heard of it probably says a lot. Still waiting on that Knob Creek review. Yeah, I'm still waiting to open that bottle. Oh man, I've got so much whiskey, and so doing one a week is almost too much for me to physically, like, you know, research and do and whatever. But it's, in my mind, like, not enough to actually release. That's one thing I will say about some of the other whiskey tubers, is that most of them do a lot more reviews than I do. They do a really good job of it, actually, I'll say. But personally, like, the way that I like to do things, I like to do the distillery for any time I do a new distillery, and I take the time to research it. I mean, you've all seen my videos. Speaking of which, what did you guys think of the Ardbeg? I kind of tried a completely different format there. I did a lot more production value. It took me a little bit longer, but not considerably so. So if you thought it was good, I mean, it did increase the size or length of the video probably by like a minute. Really not that bad. So 2 questions. Did you like the new format? And what, when you guys are looking through your subscriptions, is kind of like your cutoff as far as time frame? Or do you just see that, you know, your favorite YouTuber, the Whiskey Dick, has put up a video and you immediately want to watch it? So let's see what we got next. I'm thinking that if I pick the not Glenfiddich, I'm sorry, what is it? The Macallan 18? Is it Macallan? Yeah. I'm thinking if I pick the Macallan 18, I might skip it. Only because that last Dalwhinnie kind of toasted my taste buds a bit. And that is one of my favorite scotches that I'd rather just enjoy. So if I pick that one, I will put it aside. Otherwise, I will drink this one. I'm on fire tonight. Macallan 18. All right. So let me put that one aside. You know what? No, screw it. I'm going to drink that one. I don't care. Because I'm going to call the fact that I just picked that twice in a row, I'm going to call that Providence. And I'm going to say that I am meant to drink this dram. All right. A beautiful color. So, to show you all what the Macallan 18 is going to be like. Man. Let me get every little drop out of there and just... There we go. So, my dad taught me that move. I always laugh when he does that. I think it's hilarious. All right. You spend about 3 hours in each video, post 3 wine reviews and 1 whiskey review per week. Damn, Merrick. Jeez. Plus a live show, but I'm not married and have no kids and I'm studying for wine exams. All right. Hey, my dad is on here. Just in time to see me squeezing out that last drop there. All right, let's see. So 15 minutes is, let's see. So Malted likes 15-minute reviews. That's surprising. I'd say my personal cutoff is like 8 minutes before it just goes into my watch later queue. All right, cool. People seem to like that new one. I will put forth a little bit more effort and try to make them more like that, because I honestly really liked the way that video came out. I also thought that the whole Ardbeg going to outer space thing was like really cool. I'm a nerd as far as outer space and space travel and whatnot goes, so it's a bit of a thing. All right, so let's see. Do a tour. Samples of Heaven Hill products. Evan Williams, Elijah Craig. Oh, man. See, here's the problem, Oklahoma. That right there is about a $300 video that will never pay for itself. Now, if I do them individually, it will potentially come close over like a year. I think I could make that a theme over like a month, but I don't think I would ever do it all at once. All right. Geez, you guys keep making these, the autofilter here. Mom is watching, very proud. All right. Well then, here is the Macallan 18, which I will say my parents got me the very first one. They went on a cruise, bought it at the duty-free store on the cruise ship, and brought it home for me. So since my dad is watching and apparently my mom is watching as well, this one is to you. Cheers. I did forget to do the nosing. I got a little excited there. I did get a little whiff, but let me see if I can still pick that up. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Never mind. Chat. All right. So, nose on this actually is not great. I'm not gonna pretend. Now, some of the stuff that they're saying that they're nosing in here, they got the fresh apple, red rope licorice, look, toasted oak, and general Christmas aromas. I completely disagree. I think that this smells like what's the word? Decaying oak. Yeah, the nose is completely deceptive on this. Like, for example, if you put a bunch of these in front of me and had me nose, so far I would have picked the Glenfiddich 25 without a doubt, but this one I would have probably like just avoided altogether. Now, that being said, the taste is fantastic. Was there ever an 18 fine oak? I'm not sure. I'm not getting sloppy. Shush. Not yet, anyway. Usually that happens around the fourth one. Yeah. Oh, you were talking about getting sloppy for forgetting to do the nosing. All right. So anyway, let me kind of talk about this a little bit more. So none of the nose is accurate as far as I'm concerned with the Master of Malt. So let's try the taste here. Mature and well oaked. Completely agree. It is so wood forward. It is like, what is a good way to put this? All right, picture, if you will, a little theater of the mind. All right, picture walking through the woods, and not that this would ever happen. Picture walking through the woods, coming upon a charred oak barrel the day after a rainstorm. Now, picture that charred oak barrel not really having been out there too long. Let's say it's even brand new, or just barely used, but sopping wet. That smell or that impression is the taste I would get out of this. Now, you might think that wouldn't taste good, but in my mind, I feel like that does. Might be because I've gone camping a lot and it's happened to rain a lot of times I've gone camping. So to me, that smell and that taste is kind of a good thing. But I don't know. It's a very challenging flavor to describe. All right, let's keep moving on. So we've got sweetness of juicy Oloroso coming through at every stage. What is Oloroso? I have no idea. Johnnie, this thing would not support me. Trust me, I know, I built it. I think in one of my previous streams, actually, I took the stuff off and showed. This is Here, let me hide this guy here. All right, so this, sorry if that was super loud, it's almost like a barrel top that I stained. And then I put it on top of some ball bearings, and I used a wooden dowel that I cut because it had to be square for whatever reason, and put it into a rotisserie motor. And that produced exactly what you see here. That was back when I had time to do things. All right, so let's see. Yeah, actually, Swami, you got a loaner, I believe, right? Or something like that. They gave you something, the Macallan people. Hey! Oh, thank you, Eric. Boy, I feel like an idiot. I knew that. But Eric, thank you very much. One for my homies. By the way, I did Dr. Evil there because he's drinking Johnnie Walker Red, and I thought that some of my fans here would appreciate that reference. Johnny T, there is literally nothing you could do that would make me try to sit on that thing. I actually like that thing a lot, and without it, I wouldn't have my intros to my videos, so not happening. No, there is no take off my shirt fund. Hey, She Flung Dung, thanks for showing up. She Flung Dung is one of my favorite people. Let's see. Nonetheless, awesome channel. Thanks, Chuddy. Loan me a Macallan 17. So, Swami, I'm curious, how does it work when an ambassador loans you a bottle? Like, what is he gonna do with that bottle after you give it back to him? You know, like, he doesn't know you. He doesn't know that you're not gross. He doesn't know you're not drinking out of the bottle. What is that even supposed to be? Maybe, is it like almost empty? Is that the idea? Sherry types Fino, Oloroso, Palo, Cortado, and PX. Oloroso is fortified wine, just like port. Yeah. So, no, I totally feel dumb as soon as I asked that. Like, I knew the word. Obviously, I pronounced it properly. I just could not think for a minute what that actually was. All right. Let's see. She flung down. Fill it up with water and return it. Bam. Problems. Johnny T, I think you're becoming one of my new favorite people. So, here's a question to my whiskey community here. I've been kind of crowdsourcing, not crowdsourcing in the way of money, but ideas. I want to make stuff. I want to make stuff to sell through my upcoming website. And more importantly, I want to make stuff that you guys want to buy. I don't know, like Whiskey in the Six, right? He's another one of the whiskey tubers. He's got these really cool hats, but it works really good because it's the number 6. And when you look at it, it's almost classy in the way that, like, you look at that and you're like, oh, that means something, but it's not obnoxious. It's not like a gigantic logo across it. Like, whereas if I were to do like WD or my logo, like, I just don't think that would look good on a hat. And, you know, I've considered doing fucking bookers on there. Sorry, Mom. That's just a thing. I've considered doing that on the hat, but of course, who's going to wear that? You know, like, it blew my mind that I've sold a few of my t-shirts, which, if you happen to be watching this and you own one of my t-shirts, awesome. You should take a picture of yourself and send it to me on Twitter. I would love to see somebody else wearing one of my shirts. It would make my day. And there's a lot of times during the day that having something like that come through would really cheer me up. Sometimes work sucks. All right. Anyway, so what do you guys want to see? Branded whiskey rocks. That's an interesting idea. Well, to be fair, Johnny T, I am the consummate professional. So, is it the t-shirt you're wearing now? No, it is not. Here's the thing, and this is going to sound kind of silly. The Whiskey Dick t-shirt looks really good if you're just walking around, because the t-shirt itself actually is like, it's that like super dark black t-shirt. You know what I'm talking about? Like, even if you wash it a few times, it's still like incredibly black. And it's got white lettering. And it looks really cool. And the fact that it says Whiskey Dick, if you wear it out, my dad and I could tell you stories. In fact, I think I have on some of these live streams of him and I at this trade show. And we were both wearing a shirt. I bought him a shirt. And then we both had Whiskey Dick. And damn it, Whiskey Throttle, shut up. We both had Whiskey Dick, and people were looking at us, and they were laughing, and they loved it, and it was hilarious. It was great. And it's fun to wear to something like that, but there's not a whole lot of places that you necessarily want to walk around with the word dick on your shirt, even if it is DIC. So, all right, let's see. Eric? Shh. Let's see. Do not export only American whiskey and bourbon we can't get here in America. Okay. Maybe I missed something. Wristbands and leg warmers. How about a headband? One of those, like, yeah. Whiskey Dick adult rompers. Oh, man. That would be pretty funny. We need to use those t-shirts. You look like the 6th member of Suicidal Tendencies. Have not seen that, but I'm sure that's both an insult and an honor. So thank you. You'd be surprised. You know how like all fat people look the same? It's a hell of a intro. Apparently all bald people look the same because I get compared to a lot of people. Not the least of which is Mr. Clean, to the point where I've considered shaving this off and dyeing my eyebrows blonde and just wearing a white t-shirt and white pants on Halloween. I think I'd have to work out a little bit more to make that happen, but it wouldn't be a hard thing to do. Let's see what else we got. Whiskey Dick. You guys have terrible ideas. Whiskey Dick marital aid. All right, Mom and Dad, I think you need to log off because this is not going to get better. You guys are embarrassing me in front of my parents. I appreciate that. All right, VRS side note, can you do White and McKay review? I don't think I know those. More honor than insult, Bill. All right, Sean, appreciate that. Oh, all right, nice. Whiskey Dick. All fat people look the same. Try being bald and fat. I look like Uncle Fester. Remember that girl who? Yes. Well, so all right. Thank you, Bill. I'm Bill. Thanks, Dad. I was gonna get into that. Yes, my dad's name is Bill. So at the whiskey tasting expo that we were at, we were done. We were done at the expo, and it was attached to a casino, right? So it was at the Twin River Casino down in Rhode Island, and they. Sorry. All right. Losing my train of thought. You guys don't realize how difficult it is to talk and focus on a point while there's just streaming stuff coming up here. Swami, shut up. I hate you and love you. All right. Anyway, so the Whiskey Expo was in Twin River Casino. And after we finished, we left and we went and played. I played blackjack. My dad played slots or something like that. And eventually we met up again, and walking through the casino wearing Whiskey Dick t-shirts, we got a little bit of attention. In one case, it was specifically from this random woman who was probably about my age, honestly, maybe a slightly older. And she was adamant about getting us to trade our shirt with her. She wanted my shirt quite badly and wanted to trade me, I believe it was like a sheer... definitely see-through. Something. Some sort of... I don't know if it was like a... It was definitely not like a shirt. It was like what, like fashion might think is a shirt, but it was basically just like a see-through top that was barely held together. And let's just face it, this thing would have barely fit my arm. It would not work. But she was, she was quite drunk, and she was adamant that she wanted to trade shirts. Ultimately, I said, hey, let me think about it, and I walked back over to the bar and grabbed another drink for a little while until she forgot probably where she was. It was pretty funny. All right, let's see. I need a moderator. I don't know. My moderator's not, like, you guys are fine in the chat. I don't really care. You're not being idiots, so I don't mind nobody's saying anything bad. It's just the frequency, and I certainly don't mind that either, because it's fun having all these people in here. And currently we have, it looks, I think I'm doing this wrong. I'm looking at some analytics here. Whatever. My peak concurrent amount of people in here has been 67, which is fantastic. Can't even believe that many people want to look at my stupid face. All right, excuse me. So here's the question. Another Off the Wheel of Mystery or Booker's? I'm thinking Wheel of Mystery because I'm still fine. I really am. I'm good to taste at least one more. You know what? Screw it. Yeah, I'm definitely doing one more because I put all this work into these graphics and stuff, and I would hate to only have to do 3. So I'm going to have this one. All right. We got Glenfarclas 2004, bottled in 2015, cask strength, premium edition, single malt Scotch whiskey. So what do we got? Glenfarclas 2004 cask strength. This is an $80 dram. Oh, sorry, $80 750 mil. All right. We both know that's not true, Dad. All right. So, being as how this is cask strength, probably a good one to get me into Booker's. All right. Don't worry, and Rick. People are going to get what they paid for. I am happy to say that I will be doing both the 4th and the Booker's, so no worries. All right, so this guy is going to be cask strength, so I'm not going to forget to nose this time. And I do have one more cheers. So once again, nose not great on this. All right, let's see. We got rich Christmas cake, biscuit, and flamed orange peel. Flamed orange peel. What does that smell like? Do they mean like if you set an orange peel on fire? All right, so this is 59.8%, which is 109.6. Trying to get something other than just kind of gross out of this nose here. I mean, it's almost... I'm sorry. I'm not normally this quiet. I'm having trouble placing the nose on this. It smells... Salami, stop swearing. It makes me have to click show on your comments. Next one I'm just going to leave away. I don't care that you're swearing. I just don't want to do the effort. All right. So, whatever. I got nothing on the nose. I'm sorry. I can't even give you anything. It's almost got that same, that like wet oak that I was describing a minute ago, but it's weird that that's what I'm smelling again. So, you know... So, I know this is a single malt Scotch, but you know how like Maker's Mark 46 specifically has almost like that oaky cherry flavor and nose to it? I'm getting a little tiny bit of that under here. I'm going to try a sip of this, and then I'm going to grab a little pipette thing and put a little bit of water in this because I wonder if that'll open up the nose a bit. So, this one is to, let's see, we are an hour into the stream. This one is to all of you who have been with me this whole time and made this really fun so far. Still planning on going for at least another half hour here. And actually, no, I still got another cheers after this. I don't have to make such a big deal out of it. So to all of you, you specifically, you right there. All right, cheers. Definitely cask strength. That's great. Actually, that's really good. I'm definitely going to put a little bit of water in there, though. That cherry comes out, actually, quite a bit. Am I the only one who can't stand Scotch? I think you're about to get me on my soapbox. Let's see. We got oak spices as it opens. Soon enough, layers of sweet sherried malt develop. Okay, that makes sense. The cherry probably coming from the sherry. That reminds me, there's a thing I need to get ready for these live streams next time. All right, so, all right, hold on one sec. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab some water, just for the drop right here. All right. So check this out, by the way. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. My wife made those for me a while ago. I don't know. I just think they're pretty cool. I could see doing something similar to that, a little higher quality, and selling those. Those would be fun. I think that those are a neat thing, and they get a comment or two from people who don't know I do this channel when they come over. Not that I know a whole lot of people anymore that don't know I do this channel. So let's see. Let's go from way up high here. Ah, there we go. 2 drops. There we go. All right. So, no, I don't have a commercial break, although, nah, I'm not going to do that. All right. I do not have a commercial break, but actually I really should. I really should. I used to have a screen that I would put up from time to time. That would be, it was like the chat was right here, and then it had some sort of graphic over here, just in case I did have to pop out. I mean, you got to think about this. I do this stream for a couple hours. It's absolutely a chance that I need to like get up and go grab a glass of water or something, or you know, a pipette to throw some water into here. So let me try this with water, and then I see the conversation going on in the chat, and I am going to have an opinion about that. So here it comes. The water doesn't open up the flavor much, if at all. Nah, honestly, maybe I'm gonna put just a little bit more water in here. I don't like to add more than a couple of drops because, you know, kind of ruins it. But just because I don't really care, and this is just for fun. I'm guessing this is chill filtered too, because it's pretty high ABV. Not high enough to not need the chill filtering, if memory serves, but it's got no cloudiness going on. Okay, the 2 extra drops, so I put 4 drops of water in here. I am not on Instagram. The 4 extra drops of water in here do make a bit of a difference. Really kind of just, it barely mellows out the flavor. Not enough though. I don't like this one. I'm gonna just straight up say I don't really like the Glenfarclas 2004 cask strength. For $80, it does put it in the range of Scotch that isn't like very expensive. You know, if you think about it, like you can get a lot of Scotches for about $60. You can get a lot of Scotches for about $80, and then you can get a ton of Scotches for over $100. This one, you know what this reminds me of? I would be interested to go look this up. This almost has that sulfur taste that you get from a worm tub. Which I remember from the Glen, what is that? Craigellachie 13, which I remember not liking that much. So anyway. All right, let me talk about bourbon versus Scotch in my mind. Now, some of you, most of you who know my channel will know that I have more bourbons on there than anything. There's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, they're cheaper. It was easier to get the channel up and going and get some content under my belt. And in general, you know, just kind of easier to attain in the area as well. You rarely have to search for bourbon unless it's like Pappy or Stag or, you know, a few other ones. But all right, so Swami likes sulfur. I don't personally love the sulfur taste. It's not something I've gotten used to or really have enjoyed that much yet. Anyway, so bourbon, I've found more often than not, I would say bourbon is more complicated than Scotch. Now, I also think that's on purpose. I'm not going to pretend like I am like the all-knowing authority on this thing, but this is my 100% opinion. I feel like Scotch is designed to taste a very specific way, and in most cases is designed to taste simple, but in simplicity, something that's rarer, you know? So like, for example, if I had a Scotch and I said, that's delicious, it tastes like pear, you know? Like that is a simple Scotch. But if I were to say this tastes like pears that had been flambéed with brandy in, mixed with a hint of cherry or something, but like that whole thing as like a single flavor profile, no layers. That's how I've personally viewed Scotch, especially like non-blended Scotch, but like a single malt Scotch always tastes like a single or maybe two tops flavors to me, and tends to have a good nose. Whereas bourbons, I feel like they have more layering to them, at least in my experience. And I've mostly only tried like sub $100 drams between the two. I've had a couple that are over $100, but not a ton. So maybe I'm wrong. But as far as what is probably considered day-to-day drinks, I would pick a bourbon over a Scotch almost every time. There are a couple of Scotches, blended Scotches from Compass Box, that if you can find under $100, I would probably pick over most bourbons. I really think that Compass Box does a fantastic job. But overall, I feel like bourbons kind of are more interesting, and it's usually where I tell people to start when they ask me what they should try for their first whiskeys. That's my opinion. So let's see. What do we got? I kind of ignored the chat for a minute there while I stood on my soapbox there. If you have a bottle, leave it open and go back. It's a good dram, but I am biased. All right. So I'm a heretic. Okay. Not the all-knowing authority, just the dick. I like that. Eric, you're funny. Not the reviewer YouTube needs, the reviewer it deserves. I like that, Sean. Thanks. Santa Cruz, I tried one in Galveston. Disagree. Scotch goes so much further than bourbon. Now, Whiskey Scout, why don't you elaborate a little bit? What is your go-to like daily drinker Scotch that you feel is worth, I guess, is better than a good bourbon? Because I gotta feel like, I mean, let's face it, a daily drinker Scotch is still probably gonna be like at least $50. There's very few that are under $50 that are worth it. Glen Moray is not terrible. Even though I didn't hate Speyburn, I would not recommend that as a person's daily drinker. Although Speyburn 10 really isn't that bad. Let's see. All right. For unique taste profiles, Bourbon American must have been Garrison's brother bourbon. So I have watched the Whiskey Vault. I have opinions about them. I actually think that they've got a pretty decent show. Not necessarily in love with some of the concepts behind the show, but I will say that the Whiskey Biscuit show that they do is actually more entertaining than the Whiskey Vault. I guess I don't really watch a whole lot of other people's reviews for a couple of reasons. I don't want to be influenced by other people, and especially their take on whiskey. Because, put it this way, if I put out a video and for whatever reason it's similar to somebody else's video, if I know for a fact that I didn't see their video and take their idea, I'm cool with that. But if I start watching a ton of content, I'm bound to be influenced by somebody. And if I'm influenced by somebody, it's going to come out that way. And people are going to notice. And they're going to think I'm taking other people's ideas. I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn off this. That's not the one. What is this again? This is Glenfarclas. I can't find it in my list. Glen... There it is. Sorry. All right. Let's see. My daddy's daily drinker is Inverhouse. $25 a half gallon. Okay. I started on Crown and eventually went to 40 Creek. Now, 40 Creek, actually, I think I need to try 40 Creek again. I tried it too early on in my whiskey drinking experience to the point where I didn't like it that much. But I think I had a bias against Canadian whiskey, and I'm a little bit over that at this point. Port Charlotte, because this is Bill, I find more complexity in Scotch, but more authenticity in the bourbon. Interesting take. 10 Whiskeys is my love. I think they're good entertainer, but I have specific agenda in my opinion. Yeah. Well, so here's an interesting thing about the Whiskey Vault, and I'm not going to say anything negative about them because genuinely, like, they do put on a good show. I can tell that they put a lot of effort into it. I don't know if they have an editor or if they do their own stuff. Doesn't matter. I feel like they put on a good show, and I feel like they have a ton of subscribers for a reason. You know, people aren't that influenced by whatever. I don't know a whole lot about them. I've watched legit like 2 episodes of the Whiskey Vault and 1 episode of Whiskey Biscuit. Their lighting is great, their sound quality is great, and their cuts are awesome, and their content is good. So like, what is there to dislike? I know some people have a negative opinion of them. I know there's a question about whether a whiskey sommelier is even a thing. I've never done research into finding out whether it really is. I don't think it is, but who cares? You know, if the guy is trying to make it a thing, then more power to him. All right, I think they were good. Only should be under the Evan Williams single barrel. Good night, Bill. Enjoy your Bookers. Thanks, Dad. Good night. Try 40 Creek Special. Yeah, I would like to try some of the more advanced 40 Creek stuff, like some of the better stuff. I feel like I think I had the 40 Creek, just what is it? I don't even remember what it is. It was just the 40 Creek like generic one, and it was just kind of boring. It tasted fake. Double Barrel and Confederation Oak are both great. Yeah, the Confederation Oak looked like it would be good. Thanks, Swami. Oh, yeah, thanks. If you guys are thinking about it, if you're sitting out there, just thumb up the video. It helps me a ton, like more than you realize, potentially, unless you're a similar whiskey YouTuber, in which case you probably already thumbs up me because you know how important it is. So, anyway, thank you. We're an hour and 15 minutes into it. I probably should have said it 45 minutes ago, but oh well. Honestly, I'm kind of happy to be almost done with this one. You should do a giveaway. Coaster, the first person to suggest a giveaway. I do not want to give these away because, like I said, my wife gave them to me, and if I get some made, I will absolutely be doing some stuff like that. There is zero reason that I won't do giveaways on my live streams. I think that would be super fun. I'm really just, here's the problem, and I'm not alone in this. I get this. I'm like, I don't want to sound whiny, but like, work is insane for me for the last like year and a half. I'm so busy at work that it is like killing me. So anyway, because of that, I have not had the time to be creative. I've had the time to, hang out with my family, do the whole dad thing, make some whiskey videos, and I barely even played any video games. I mean, I've been playing, Horizon Zero Dawn. I beat the main game. I've been playing the DLC for since it came out. I pre-ordered it. It came out in November and I haven't finished it. It's like 15 hours of content. It should not have taken me 4 months. So there's a lot of points in my life where that 15 hour of content would have been a single day. All right. So 4 down. I still have 2 glasses up there. But I'm gonna bust out the Bookers because I know you all love Bookers and it is fun. It is a good dram. Where is this? Boom! Bookers batches. Man, I love OBS. It's so good. Whoever made this software, it's so good. I might have to throw them some cash. I'm sure that I know it's open source and free, but it helps me be good, and it's good to share the wealth. All right, everybody. I've got Bookers. I feel like I need to make this special somehow. Straight from the bottle. Should I go straight from the bottle? No, I can't go straight from the bottle because I share this thing. And it's like still pretty darn full. If it was not so full, I would go straight from the bottle. All right. So I see at least one person's going to go get some. Hey, Whiskey in the Six. I was talking about you about 20 minutes ago. I see at least one person's going to go get their Bookers. If anybody else has a, let's say a high-proof dram, like a really, really high-proof dram, I want you to go get it. I don't want to be alone in this. Let's make this a thing. Let's make this a Whiskey Dick thing. This is going to be 125 and a half proof. So 62.95%. This is the Front Porch Batch. I do need a sound effect when I pull out the Bookers. Next time. Kissed by the dick. Oh man. I need to make my own whiskey so I can talk about somehow putting whiskey dick in your mouth. Never mind. All right, so here is a special dram to all of those who have supported me via Super Chat and all of you who are part of my Patreon. Those of you that are part of my Patreon, I'm going to give a quick little plug here because I know you all love this Bookers and you're all hanging on my every word. If you are part of my Patreon, some of the rewards that you'll get are custom Whiskey Dick Glencairns. You will get Whiskey Dick t-shirts, and there's even one on there to come and be on one of these live streams with me. So consider joining my Patreon. Even at the second to lowest tier, you get access to all of my videos early, which is fun for sure. People enjoy that. You get to potentially pick a dram for me to have, and in general, it helps support me a ton. I mean, frankly, that's I'm not gonna say that's why I'm doing any of this stuff, but it is a huge motivator to be able to have the channel buy my bottles. Nothing else is important to me as far as making money off this channel other than that I get to bring you guys good content on whiskey that you all help me buy. So if you are not a patron and you have $1, $3 a month, $3 is really the way to go. A month, like, come on. You should consider becoming a patron. All right. So anyway, I'll shut up. To you and to Bookers, fuck yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking Bookers. This is not a bad one. So 2017-03 is the video coming out this weekend. This Friday. And it is not nearly as good as the 2017-02, but it is not a fair evaluation. What it tastes like, though, is it tastes like grilled corn. Similar to Tommy's batch, but it's got a lot of character. I'm just trying to remember my notes on this. People are still looking for their Bookers. Either you guys have drank too much and can't remember where you put it, or you should not have it so far from you when you're doing a Whiskey Dick live stream with me, because you guys know I'm going to be busting out the Bookers. Everybody loves the Bookers. I am bringing up my Bookers 2000. All right, so what do we got? So brown sugar, maple sugar, and vanilla on the nose. Those were my tasting notes, or my nosing notes. So I wrote for my taste, although sweet, it's got a bit more of a bite than normal, and it doesn't taste as well-rounded as the 2017-02, for sure. It's got vanilla, brown sugar, a small bit of cigar ash. Ah, yes. Forgot about that. So, seems like I'm having some bad luck pulling out the... you just posted my picture on Instagram. Hopefully it was a good one, Whiskey Throttle. I don't even know what to make of that. I have an Instagram account. I never once used it because I'm, I don't know. It's not my thing. But either way. So, cigar ash. It was a first for me. Not something great to taste in whiskey to me. It is cool to smoke a cigar while you drink whiskey. In fact, it's fantastic. But you don't want to taste it when you're drinking your booze. At least not in my opinion. Wait till you guys see what I had to say about the 2017-04, though. Is Baker's worth a purchase? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes. Yes, that's what I meant to do. All right, you got 9 bottles of Booker's at home, and I am at work here in California. You're at work? Boo, OJ. You're at work at 7 o'clock there. Well, I guess that's not unreasonable. I've done that more times than I can count. 4 Roses is pretty sweet. Nice. Quick opinion question is... Oh, yeah, same one. I just posted your picture. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Who's still drinking with me, by the way? I feel like if I'm sitting here drinking this much, then you guys should be doing it with me, because who the hell wants to drink alone? Connect it to my YouTube channel. Damn old truck driver. Ah, yes, that'll do it. Well, what you hauling? That's the question, right? Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about? Are you driving the truck as you're typing on your phone? Because, you know, it's a thing that people do. I get it. But I'm just curious if you are. Hey, Mark Hakana. What are you drinking, Mark? Whiskey Throttle, I know you're drinking some Bookers with me. Thanks. Swami, you're drinking beer? Lloyd Fink, you're drinking? What are you drinking, Lloyd? My cat's balls. Every time you make me say that out loud, it's great. The youth where I used to live loved Red Label, and I was the outcast because I hated it. Well, cat's balls, I'm guessing you moved into a better place. We're going to wreck for the dummy. Yeah. No, my goal is to have you guys just totally effed up, and by the time you get to the dummies. My personal goal is I'm going to cut the stream at some point. So it's 10:22 now. I'm aiming for about 10:40. So I'm going to be on for about 18 more minutes, which I think is going to be at least one more Bookers. And then I'm going to watch Scotch Test Dummies. In fact, I put a little something together because I don't know if the rest of you have really watched Scotch Test Dummies. But for those of you who have not, here they are.
Test it! We're going to test it! Test it! Test it! My voice is crackly.
Let's test it.
Test it.
I made that last night at like 11:30 p.m. So I hope that was as funny as I think it is. I just laughed so hard when I saw Bart say, "My voice is a little crackly." I thought that was so funny. Drink 100, Jack 100 proof, bottled in bond. Boom. Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned. Nice. A Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned. Good man. I like that. Rebel Yell. Benji, I can appreciate you getting hammered with me on a Wednesday night. By the way, even though you've all seen that already, I'm so going to put that on again before I leave, because I freaking thought that was so funny. Can I play you guys something else? It's totally unrelated to this, but I'm dying to. Hold on. So I think this is it. Let me just double. Yes. So remember I was talking. Anyway, so I'm glad you guys all love that. I'm so happy. All right. So you remember me talking about Malted in Montreal earlier. So this is the intro that I made for him. Doing the Swami shake. Doing the Swami shake. I don't know if that's what we're calling it, but that's what I'm calling it. Man, I'm going to be making one of these for like all of the whiskey tubers. Whenever they come on my show, I'm making them something. Or whenever I have a reason to promote them, I'm going to be making something for them. So for those of you whiskey tubers out there who are actually paying attention, you better start doing some funny stuff. That way I can grab it. Yeah, man, I love the song that I put on Swami's thing there. I've considered just kind of throwing that on as the background music to this thing because it's great. I'm glad you all like that. So, here's a question. This is me whoring myself out a bit. Next super chat gets me to pour another Booker's. The only reason that I'm even requesting is because I got to work in the morning. And I've already had 4 drams in an hour and a half, plus a Booker's. So I got to make it worth my time. Kobayashi shake, huh? The Kobayashi Maru? Whiskey Scout. I have a feeling that you're about to earn my namesake. So, does the audience want this enough? I don't know. But here's a question. While I'm kind of seeing if anybody's willing to fork up a little cash for this guy. So I've got a few more of these drams spinning around here, and Colin's sick. Man, I really should actually. I'm in the middle of too many things. Excuse me. I got more balls in the air than Whiskey Scout's about to. So I've got the Kilchoman Loch Gorm 2017 release. I've got Glengoyne Writer's Tears, which, you know what? All right, here's the deal. It's 10:27. If I don't get a super chat in the next 3 minutes to get me to drink the Booker's, I'm gonna have Writer's Tears, because to be perfectly honest, I really want to try this one. So Johnnie T can write me a note, tell me that he's that I'm allowed to be sick. So yeah, I really want to try the Writer's Tears. So I do not think that Irish whiskey gets its due. I feel like Irish whiskey is good stuff. I get why it might not be as prevalent in the industry, but in general, man, I gotta say, like, I like a lot of Irish whiskeys that I've tried. Now, I also haven't tried a ton of them, so that could be part of the problem. I'm not gonna have the Loch Gorm, only because I know that Kilchoman is delicious stuff, and I don't want to have that while I've already had like 5 drams. So I'm gonna chug some water here, though. I do not have any Old Forester, not at the moment. Let me tell you, it's nice not to have the lapel mic on. I feel good that I don't have to take that off anytime that I decide to go get up and go get something out of my cabinet there. All right, seems like people don't want the Bookers, so screw it. I'm not about to sit here and beg, because it's not really my thing. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to try to get a super chat out of it. So I am going to pour some Writer's Tears, and let's get this guy up on the screen. Boom. That is what that beautiful thing looks like. I actually think that's a really cool looking bottle. And yeah, I guess that makes sense. Welsh is saying that most Irish whiskey is 40%, and you know, a lot of people don't really love that. One thing I'll notice, like, yes, 40%. If I see a whiskey is 40%, I don't necessarily have a preconception, but after tasting it, I often will say something like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, like, it's just usually not so impressive. It's usually just kind of, it's almost like, man, I wish they would have just given that an extra 3%. I guarantee it would have been better. But then again, I am no master distiller. So, Writer's Tears. Let's pour this guy. This is a $40 dram. $40 bottle. So, you don't really get a ton of very expensive Irish whiskeys, though. So I think the price tag shouldn't really be much in the way of a deciding factor on if this is good or not. All right. Even though I might seem a little bit, you know, I mean, I'm definitely having fun. I'm not as drunk as I seem. Although, I bet as soon as I stand up, it might hit me. So, all right. Here is the Writer's Tears. I'm dying to find out about what this dram is all about. I actually might move this one up on my list. All right, so it says soft and sweet with thick honey spread on granary toasts, hint of citrus peels. Eric, Eric, you're the worst person I know. Why are you a thing? Also, thank you for the super chat. So maybe the second worst person I know, because if you, man, Eric has both the funniest and most inappropriate comments. How am I supposed to do the show when you put stuff like that? All right, so I'm definitely getting the citrus out of there. I feel like, you know what? I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of water in this, like one, maybe two. I'm gonna put two. All right, because I feel like this one is gonna benefit a bit from being opened up. Nice, actually, you can see some of the clouding in there. I wonder if this is not chill filtered. That would be surprising for a 40%. Actually, that helps a lot. That I made the right call there. The water opens up a lot, and you get a lot more of the citrus, though. It is soft and sweet. I'll give it that. All right, cool. I think the nose is actually pretty on par for this one, at least as far as my opinion goes. All right, let's try the tasting. But first, I need a cheers. What should I cheers? You know what? I got it. This one, well, what am I doing? This one goes out to those poor fellows who had all of their whiskey confiscated earlier this week. Those poor guys. That's so stupid. You guys, you all know what I'm talking about. I don't know enough about the story to repeat it at the moment, but I tried to find it earlier. I couldn't remember, but you all know what I'm talking about. They got like 400 grand worth of their scotch just taken, found to be somehow like that they couldn't have it. It wasn't like a alcohol license thing. It was like they couldn't have that kind of alcohol in that area or something. Maybe one of you in the chat knows the story better than I do. If so, please fill everybody else, including myself, in. All I know is that they lost a lot of money and there's no recompense for them. So to them, my $40 dram to their $400,000 loss. Cheers. To a great head of hair. Ooh, that's tasty. Hey, $2. All right, that's fine. No, that's fine. I said a super chat. All right, I will have a small Bookers for the $2. Thank you, Lloyd. All right, honey develops on the palate. 100%. Honey is the absolute prominent thing here, without a doubt. Mellow notes of vanilla and golden malt, green apple skin, caramel, and a hint of oak. Interesting. Damn it, Lloyd. I'm gonna have words with you later. You and I are in a fight. All right. So here's the deal. The Writer's Tears is boring. I'm not gonna pretend it's not. The nose is meh. A 4 out of 10. The taste is okay. It's $40,000? Okay. Go Power Ranger. All right. The taste is, it's almost like a fake honey. Like, I'm trying to remember. I feel like at some point in my life, I've had a candy that was supposed... Oh, you know what it is? I know exactly what it is. All right. Cough drops that taste like honey. That's what this tastes like. It is not great, but it is clearly honey, and it is not great. So, sorry, Writer's Tears. For $40, I still might buy you just because I'm interested in the name, and I'm curious as to what that means. But I am already saying that I think at best... Nice. Thank you, Whiskey Throttle. I am already saying that this one is probably going to not be a suggested for me. Thanks, Whiskey in the Six. So for those of you that are not subscribed to my channel, what the hell is wrong with you? This is the kind of quality you can expect every week, except in a much more professional setting, because I put a little bit more effort into my weekly videos. I can, Fletch, that's a very solid point. I didn't have a very large pour of that initial Booker's, and oddly enough, my tastes are actually still on par. I did have some water in between the two. The taste is just kind of, like I said, it's not bad. It's just boring. So anyway, I do think that I will probably buy the Writer's Tears. I will say I'm totally what is the word? I am a sucker for buying things because based on the name, especially when it comes to whiskey. If you have a cool name, for example, if Bird Dog Whiskey was not just all flavored whiskey, I would have probably already done an episode on it. I think that's a cool name. Jefferson's Whiskey, that's one I'll probably be doing soon enough. That's not an interesting thing, but I'm an American and freaking hell yeah, Jefferson. So, stop bragging? What was I bragging about? I don't think I was bragging. Sorry, that sip lasted in my mouth a little bit longer than I wanted it to, and I was reading some of the chat. All right, really nice list of Scotch. You had those already. What do you mean? No. So Joshua, those are the ones that I have either on here or right here. There's more of them than it looks like. There have been 5 so far. 1, 2. Totally making way too much noise in the microphone. Sorry, everybody. So I've had 5 of these. I've had 1 of these. I'm about to have a second one because people are very generous with their super chats. And I've got 6 more on the rotator. I don't think I'm going to be doing another mystery one unless I just decide to buy myself a bunch of drinks by the dram. I like this format. And if anybody feels like sending me a whiskey advent calendar again next year, then I will totally do this again. But I don't think that 6 is enough to really make it interesting. Who knows? You do green. What did I miss? If only someone would meet me at the Detroit border to exchange from Canadian for U.S. whiskey. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to just, yeah. All right. Yep, that's the Booker's glass. No question about it. Oklahoma, I like that. Maybe I'll put that on something. Alcohol is the perfect solvent. It dissolves marriages, families, and careers. I do not have any black velvet left. That stuff is long gone. I actually gave it to a friend of mine who didn't hate it. He's very new to whiskey, so it helps, I'm sure. Hey, Scotch Test Dummies, are you still in the chat? Let me know. Excuse me. All right. Which was my favorite so far? So I gotta say, all right, actually that's a great, totally fair question. Before I have this Booker, put some knives in. Oh, that's pretty funny. Be dialing. All right, so I have tonight. I'm gonna do a little recap before I have this. For those of you that have not been here the whole time, I'm just putting these in order of how I had them. That way I can kind of do this properly here. So, I had the obnoxious amount of noise into the microphone. All right, so, whoops, sorry about that. All right, so I had the Glenfiddich 25 first. That was number 1. That one was fantastic. It got a little bit boring to me somewhere in the middle, but I might be having a little bit too much expectations out of it. I expected it to be different the whole way through, and that probably isn't fair. Either way, I mean, if that wasn't $400, that would be something I would probably buy at $200. $400 is just, it's hard to suggest anybody spend $400, because if you can spend $400 on a whiskey, you probably aren't necessarily taking my advice on it. You're probably just throwing your money at whiskey. Either way, I can tell you that at $400, that will be something that you will enjoy. All right. Cool. Then I had the Dalwhinnie 15. I had the Dalwhinnie 15, which, if I remember correctly, I didn't dislike whatsoever. But it was kind of... I actually didn't really have a whole lot of good ones tonight, did I? I think the Dalwhinnie 15 was okay. I think that was this glass. Yeah, okay, that was that glass. It was very much honey in there. Actually, I had a theme of honey tonight. So then I had the Macallan 18, which I already knew I liked. The nose on the Macallan 18 was rough, but the taste was delicious. So then I had the Glenfarclas, 2004, which I didn't like overall. I would not recommend to most people. If you really, really like sulfur, you might find enjoyment in that, but I think there's better choices too. And then I just finished with the Writer's Tears. So, Writer's Tears was, nah. It's something I'll probably buy only because it's cheap and because I want to do an episode on it, but that's about it. The eyes are starting to shut a little. That's mostly me being tired. It's not the alcohol, I promise. As I said, I was up pretty late last night making that test it thing and doing a few other things. You want to call me with your credit card number? I don't know what that means. Let's see. My girlfriend told me to go out and get something that makes her look sexy, so I got drunk. I'm sure that's already been said somewhere, but I don't think I've ever heard that. Let's see. Okay, so they said goodbye before I played their montage. Oh, that's like, well, they've already seen it before, at least. I showed it to them earlier. All right, so bookers. To all of you who gave me that extra super chat, this one's 100% for you. Cheers. Dink. I like finishing my night off with bookers. Not gonna lie. For the last time, stop asking if I am drunk. I am not drunk. Who would name their kid drunk? Sounds like a dad joke. If you left out the Loch Gorm, drink it, my friend, and end with a good one. I haven't done the bakers yet. No, I've purposely avoided it because I think it's going to be delicious, and I've really been trying to do more scotches. It's tough because like I said earlier, I prefer bourbon so at the moment, at least for the price range that I typically try to buy in. So, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of ending on the Loch Gorm, I'm going to save these guys, and the next time that I do a live stream, I'll have some of these. I have actually a pretty, I'm not drinking from the bottle. I told you, I share this with other people. I have people come over that really enjoy bookers, so I like to share it with them. So, I have my next real review is going to be on, let me go grab them, actually. So, hold on one second. You know what? Hold on. While I'm doing that, watch this again.
Test it! We're going to test it! Test it! Test it! My voice is crackly.
Let's test it.
Test
it. All right. So these are going to be my next two bottles. I will probably do these, what's today? Today's the 24th. So this Friday. So it'll be the first and second Friday of February. I'm going to be doing the... crap, I can't remember. What is this called? Sons of Liberty. Sons of Liberty Battle Cry and the Sons of Liberty Uprising. Now, as I said, American. Sons of Liberty, we're talking Founding Fathers, we're talking awesome, like American Revolution stuff. I cannot wait to research about these bottles. I've had the Uprising before. I liked it. I have not had the, Battle Cry before. So I'm excited to try it. I was gifted both of these bottles by the company, so bonus. But as always, you guys know, I mean, think of the Crown Royal review I did. I didn't like the black, and they gave me the black. I will always give a fair review. Either way, I'm excited to do these. And this is a company out of Rhode Island. So if things go well, and I really like these, I could legit just drive down there, do a tour of the distillery, and do that as an episode. I would love to start doing that. And now that I have a little bit better equipment and a little bit more like cash influx from the channel, I can totally make that a thing. So let's put that right there, and let's put that right there. So it is 10:46. I think that I will give this 4 more minutes, cut off at 10:50, so that all you can take 10 minutes to get ready for the Scotch test dummies. It's going to be awesome. They are going to have a really awesome show. I forget who they have on. Is it Trenny and C? Either way, they're going to have an awesome show. I will be sitting and drinking and probably texting on my phone, so you guys can chat with me in their chat and have some fun. So, yeah, there's no reason to belabor this. Let me let me do this for you guys. You ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, chug. Gotta love that, Pookers. So, thank you all for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary, and have a wonderful rest of your night. And for those of you going over to the Scotch Test Dummies, I'll see you there.